Long ago, a great thunderstorm destroyed the crops of the Kuru, and the people of Kuru found it difficult to manage their lives. In a small village called Ibhyagrama, lived the Brahman Ushasti Chakraina, highly regarded for the knowledge of Vedic law, now struggling amid the hardship brought by this devastation. Once, Ushasti's house had echoed with the chanting of scriptures, with students at his feet and lamps glowing late into the night. But famine does not respect wisdom. Now he and his young wife lived in a broken hut, with nothing but learning in their minds and hunger in their belly. That day, as the sun burned mercilessly above, Ushasti felt his strength giving way. With slow steps, he walked into the village street for a simple handful of food. Ahead, he saw a Mahavat, an elephant keeper, sitting under the shade of a tree. Before the man was a leaf plate with some wretched beans, rough food that even the well-off would reject. He approached the man and said, "Friend, give me some of your food." "I haven't eaten for days." The Mahavat looked up, surprised. Still, the Mahavat answered honestly, "Respected sir, I have nothing apart from what is already on my plate." Ushasti did not hesitate. "Then give me that," he said. The Mahavat immediately pushed the plate toward him, and Ushasti began to eat, sharing from the same food, the same plate. For a Brahman strict in ritual purity, this was unthinkable, but in that moment, life itself was more sacred than any rule. To save life is dharma, everything else comes later. The Mahavat then picked up his water pot and said, "Here, drink this water too." This time Ushasti gently shook his head. "No," he replied, "I will not drink that. I ate the food because I was on the edge of death. And there was no other way. But water, I can find clean water elsewhere. I need not abandon all bounds when only some are necessary." In that small decision, Ushasti revealed his inner clarity. He bent where life demanded, but never went beyond what his principles allowed. He carried a portion of the beans back home for his wife, but when he reached their hut, she had already managed to find something small to eat. So, she carefully kept the beans he brought, understanding how precious every grain was. The next morning, when Ushasti awoke, he told his wife that a king nearby was preparing to perform a sacrifice and that he might be chosen for the priestly duties. He asked her for something to eat. At once, his wife brought the beans and gave them to him. There, the scene was completely different from that of the hungry village. Tents had been raised. Fires burned bright. Priests sat on neatly arranged seats. Sama hymns were chanted in precise melodies. The Prastuta, the priest responsible for beginning the Sama chant, started the recitation. The Udgatra, the priest who sang the main Sama chant, lifted his voice in the principal hymn. The Pratihartra, the priest who responded to the chant, answered, and the air filled with sacred sound. But Ushasti saw something that no one else saw. He saw that their notes were perfect, but their understanding was hollow. They knew the tune, but not the truth. Quietly, Ushasti walked up to the Prastuta and softly asked if he truly knew the deity of the chant he was about to sing and to whom the opening belonged. Ushasti spoke firmly, saying that chanting without knowing the deity was unwise, because a ritual without understanding could cause spiritual harm. The priest's pride melted. He bowed and admitted he did not know, asking Ushasti to teach him. Ushasti explained that the deity of the opening chant was Prana, the life breath. All beings depend on it, and without it, no chant, priest, or sacrifice can exist. Let your chant be an offering to life itself. Ushasti walked to the Udgatra, the priest who sang the main Udgita, and asked if he knew its true deity. The Udgata admitted, "I do not." "Please teach me." Ushasti explained, the deity of the Udgita is the sun. Just as the sun rises and awakens all beings, the Udgita is the main note from which all other sounds follow. All food, growth, and energy come from the sun. When you sing, remember that you are echoing its radiance. Then Ushasti turned to the Pratihar, the priest who gave the response, and asked the same question. Again, the answer was no. Ushasti explained, the deity of the Pratihara is food. All beings depend on it. Without food, there is no strength to breathe, no clarity to think, and no power to worship. When you chant the response, remember that your sound rests on food, the support of all. Word of Ushasti's teachings quickly reached the king who had arranged the sacrifice. The king approached Ushasti with respect. "Who are you, revered one?" he asked. Ushasti answered quietly, "I am Ushasti, son of Chakra." The king was astonished and told Ushasti that he had wished for him to serve as the chief priest and had sent people in search of him, but they could not find him. He then requested Ushasti to perform the priestly duties and share his knowledge. Ushasti accepted the request with humility and agreed to serve. He then performed all the rituals with clear understanding and true awareness. This narrative from Chandogya Upanishad holds up Ushasti Chakrayana as an example of what true greatness looks like. A man who can starve yet keep his clarity, bend rules for survival yet protect inner dignity, correct experts yet honor their positions, and transform a grand ritual, not by changing its form, but by restoring its soul. That is Ushasti's story, a story where a hungry man, walking out in search of a meal, ends up feeding an entire kingdom with wisdom. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more timeless wisdom from Hindu scriptures. Stay tuned for next episode.